good.
Okay.
I'd like to call the meeting in order of the Stewart Municipal Utilities. We'll begin with roll call. John?
Here.
Shirley?
Here.
Kim?
Here.
Craig? Corey? Here. Agenda approval. Consent agenda, minutes of the regular meeting, July 8th, 2021, and special meeting, July 22nd, 2021. Financial statement as of July 31st, 2021, and bills as presented. We have a motion.
I'll make it.
Motion by Kim. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Shirley. John, how do you vote?
Aye.
Shirley?
Aye.
Kim?
Aye.
Corey? Aye. Item 5, water project update. Jeff Godwin, Snyder Associates.
You're probably getting tired of hearing from me.
No,
Not yet? That's
No.
good. That's good. Just a quick update, not a lot new. The water tower has all been submitted to everybody after last month's meeting. Haven't really heard too much back yet. A couple of comments, we're addressing those. We're hoping that maybe we'll get a DNR permit back in September so that at the October meeting, we could approve going out for bids. But I'll be in contact with you guys as soon as we get that permit, and then we can make that decision. As far as the water mains, we're like 96% done. We're very, very close. We've gone through that with Ben and Pat. They feel pretty good about where we're at, I think. What I would like you to do tonight is approve the permit application to send in for a construction permit on those water mains. And I anticipate that I would get that submitted near the end of next week.
Okay. Do I have a motion for the permit for the application for water mains?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by John. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Kim. Kim, how do you vote?
Aye.
Shirley?
Aye.
John?
Aye.
Corey? Aye.
I've got this for your signature then.
Okay.
That one's for you guys to keep. Probably go ahead and sign it to right above my name. There's no extra. You can sign it, and then to the right, you can print your name. And then I'll have you sign this one for me to take back.
Okay.
Hello, Chip.
Evening.
Chip.
Thank you. Very good. Thanks, Jim.
So, I did get confirmation from Alex Foley with Region 12 that he's working on finishing your CDBG application. It will go in on this quarter's round, which is the period ends the end of September.
Okay.
And hopefully get your money in December for that, for the water mains.
Perfect. How much was that?
I think you're eligible for $500,000 on the CDBG. And then we would look for a possible spring bed with the letting on the water mains, so. Any other questions or anything?
Any questions?
We submitted for the 250,000 gallon tank, right?
We submitted for both with the idea that we're gonna do an alternate bid,
Oh, okay, okay,
and then we will consider that at that time.
okay.
So the base bid will be the 150 with an alternate bid for the 250, and then you would have the choice.
Any other questions? All right. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank
you.
Appreciate it.
You bet.
Jeff, update you guys on, sorry to interrupt, on the financing at all, or kind of the
I
timeline?
really didn't. I just went through where the water tower's at, that we're hoping for a fall bid on
Okay.
that. And then the water mains we're ready to submit now for construction permit. That was
Okay.
the two things I really talked.
So,
Go ahead.
So, Chip Schultz with North and I, we had a call and a kind of a meeting with part of us last week ago today. We had USDA officials, Dorsey and Whitney, the Utilities Bond Council was on the call. Jeff and
Dave Stern.
Dave Stern with Snyder, Pat, Ash and Mike were there. And we talked about the timing of the two projects. I had thought that we had to separate them into two separate short-term financings. but we can actually, Kate Sand with USDA indicated you can do one short term, and then that one short term would then be taken out by the long-term USDA debt. So it's a big cost savings. And we'll just plan the tie-in accordingly with your okay on everything. When do you think?
Well, it really
estimate on bids?
depends on the DNR permit. And so
Okay.
I'm hopeful that we're gonna get that for the water tower in September. And so then I could talk with appropriate people and we could set up so that at the October board meeting, potentially we could go out to bid that night.
Okay,
Of course, we gotta work that through everybody's timing. If I get the
Yeah.
permit 2 days before that, it's probably not gonna happen that night. We need a
Yeah.
little time.
of course.
So, but, you know, as soon as we get that permit, we'll be talking to Pat and Ash, Mike and you, and we'll figure out a timeline that works for everybody.
Sure.
And Jeff and Chip, speaking for myself, I don't want to speak for the other board members, but if we need a special meeting for whatever reason, I'd be willing to do that. So,
There might be a need for that. I don't know. I can spend 20 minutes talking about this, but I think the nuts and bolts, if you guys can go into detail, but that's kind of the summary of things, and we'll include it, both the water main and the tower by June of 23. We thought we would stretch the interim financing. You want the project generally done before you do the permanent USDA. We thought, to be conservative, we might have the the interim mature in maybe June of 24. It can be called earlier if needed, if the projects are complete. I'd only point out that the risk that you run if we do the interim before you have bids is that the bid come in too high for the water mains. With that scope of project, I think that's, you have some adaptability there. You can just do fewer water mains if you're open to that approach. So just something to be thinking about. We're going to be sizing the interim financing before we have those bids, because those will probably come until April of 22.
Right.
But just good to be thinking about that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chip. Appreciate the information. Any other questions from anybody? Okay. Forward to item 6, city administrator reports.
Here we are at the beginning of the fiscal year, July. So,
thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
so the first page on the financial statement, we have 5.2 million cash on hand. Second page will give you the ending of July. We made a profit of 23,473. That's with the project, the underground project in consideration. Without the project, we made 23,990 as a profit for the month of July, which is the first month of the fiscal year. The second page shows the first month of the budget. We spent 317 and our budget is 4.1, so we have a lot of money, which obviously because the first month. Page 4 would be like page 2 because that's the first month of the fiscal year. Because the next report is a breakdown of the budget. It's still first month of the year, so we're looking very healthy. Next report is the delinquent account. We have 3 without saying it. First one will be shown on page 1. Second one will be shown on page 2. All these people will send letter to them for notification, and then the last one will be shown on page 4. That takes us to the end of the report on page 5. Delinquent account paid in full, we have 5. First one shown on page 2, that was paid by credit card. And then it takes us to page 5. We have another one paid by the state of Iowa offset program. Page 7 will have 2. And that takes us to the end of the report on page 8. And then we have the paid in full payment agreement. We have 2. I will be showing on page 5, we have 1. And I'm sorry, I skipped the page, which is page 3, that I have another one. That take us all the way to page 6 to end the report. The next report will be payment agreement. We have 7. We added 7 people to the payment agreement with the check marks on the left. The next report is the budget billing. We added 2 with the check mark on the left side. Next report, disease and bankrupt, no change. And the last report is the offset program, that for your information. And that is it.
Thanks, Ash.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions? Very good. Item 7, public forum.
I really don't have anything to add.
Yeah, that's good. I'm gonna go home.
Okay.
Unless you want me to talk.
Any feelings on where we're at with Project Restore? Has Melissa said anything, Ash, or?
We gave him that city's money, that 30,000, I think. They gave us 15,000.
Okay,
So it's moving as it's planned.
and I talked to my son a little bit about, Project Restore.
Yeah.
And he's been through several of these, and, it's one of those things that you always hear about, that chasing, taking good money and chasing bad. But I guess I would just what's there. I think it behooves us not to get the wool pulled over my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I would really like to even pay for some legal action, some litigation, to try to find out what assets are there. According to our contract with them, they're responsible for giving us that information. And I think we as a board, at least I as a board member, want to know from a standpoint from my responsibility to our utility customers, to find out what that is. Whether we go after it, whether it's worth anything to go after, I don't know, but I think it's just what it is. So that's my 2 cents worth.
So,
In their financial records too.
Yeah, find out what's there.
so what you would like to do is just get some inventory of what they have. Okay, maybe we can ask, they kind of nice people. See, I think Greg is good. Like,
Good thing is Dick never gave you any financial anything. So if he had some set in somewhere, he really should have turned it over.
I suppose, but.
I think there are, and Dick has told me this, he has some of the icons, some of the stained glass. He has that stuff warehoused somewhere, or did. And some of that has to have value, it just has to. And I guess I'd like to know what it is. Just so that, we can tell our customers that, we research what is there. So if it's, then we can make a decision whether we want to go after it or not.
Some of those assets there, Dudley's gonna need to keep operating the business, right?
Well, probably. And I'm not saying, I think it may be a waste of time for us to go after them, Corey. I just want to clear the air so that we know what's there.
I see an inventory even for what they have now. I think we can talk to Greg Dudley tomorrow.
Somebody knows
Yeah, that's,
what the financial assets of that Project Restore is.
we
And
can-
just to clear our name and, at least show we're somewhat responsible for knowing what we got into and what's left. I think we need to find out.
We'll ask him for inventory.
Okay.
He's very to.
Oh, I'm sure Greg will be helpful with that.
That won't help anything that's in warehousing though.
No.
You won't
I
have
don't
that.
know about
But,
it.
you know, if it's an asset, I think we need to know about it. And now I don't want to spend a whole lot of money doing that. Turns out that that's what it's going to take, then I would question. But I guess I'd like Dick Doherty to know that we're still looking, you know, we're still, that he's not getting out of this thing scot-free, that, and maybe that sounds vindictive, I don't know. We are responsible for our ratepayers. And, you know, what's in this and what is not in it for them. So just like to know, get down to the bottom line and what's there and what's not there, and is there anything we can do? And there's probably not. I guess I'd just like to know what's at the bottom line, because we don't know right now,
We'll do what we can.
okay?
Very good. Any other comments or questions, concerns? Okay, meeting adjourned.
So
Thank you, everybody.